Why robots are taking your job in 2025. Did you know 300 million full-time jobs worldwide could be wiped out by AI according to recent studies? That's happening right now while you're watching this video. If you're feeling that knot in your stomach wondering if your job is next on the chopping block, you're definitely not alone. I felt it too when my colleague's entire department was replaced by automation last year. Many of us wake up wondering if today's the day we'll be replaced. But before you spiral into a panic, stick around. I'll share valuable insights about this shift and practical strategies to position yourself when the robots come for your paycheck. The robot takeover is already happening. Did you know that while you're watching this video, someone somewhere just lost their job to a robot or AI system? No, seriously, I'm not being dramatic for views. Right this second, automated systems are sending termination notices, robotic arms are replacing assembly line workers, and AI chatbots are taking over customer service queues that used to keep thousands of people employed. The robot takeover isn't some sci-fi future we need to worry about later. It's happening now, and faster than anyone predicted. Take McDonald's, for example. Remember when they started installing those ordering kiosks a few years back? That was just the warm-up. In 2025, they've rolled out fully automated cooking systems in over 2,000 locations. Those robotic arms flip burgers, drop fries, and assemble orders with precision. Each system replaces an average of 4 to 5 human workers per shift. Roughly 24,000 fast food jobs vanished practically overnight. The transportation industry faces similar disruption. Autonomous trucking company TuSimple has deployed over 1,200 self-driving trucks across major U.S. freight routes in the past 10 months. These trucks don't need sleep, don't ask for raises, and don't take bathroom breaks. Each one replaces approximately 1.5 human truckers, eliminating nearly 2,000 trucking jobs from this single company. Economists are alarmed by the unprecedented speed of this transition. During the Industrial Revolution, manufacturing jobs evolved over decades, giving workers and society time to adapt. The current pace of automation is happening about 10 times faster, with widespread industry changes occurring in months instead of years. Even industries once considered safe from automation are getting blindsided. Law firms are implementing AI systems that can review thousands of legal documents in minutes, work that used to keep junior associates and paralegals employed for weeks. The McKinley-Patterson firm in Chicago recently reduced their document review staff from 15 paralegals to just 3 after implementing an AI system. Those 12 highly educated professionals received termination notices on a Tuesday morning, effective immediately. Media production is experiencing similar upheaval. Jessica Torres, a video editor with 12 years of experience, shared her story with me last month. She specialized in corporate training videos. I thought my job was secure because it required creativity and technical skills, she told me. Then my biggest client informed me they were switching to an AI video generation platform. 15 years of building my career, and it disappeared in a single email. The financial sector feels the pressure too. Bank of America closed 31 branches in the first quarter of 2025, cutting approximately 930 teller positions. They've replaced these functions with enhanced ATMs and AI-powered banking apps that handle everything from loan applications to investment advice. Automation is advancing into tasks we previously thought required uniquely human capabilities. Therapeutic chatbots now handle initial mental health consultations. AI systems write news articles, create marketing content, and compose music for commercials. These capabilities have developed years ahead of expert predictions. The hospitality industry is transforming rapidly. Major hotel chains have introduced automated check-in systems, robotic room service delivery, and AI concierges. The Marriott Group reported a 22% reduction in front desk staff after implementing these technologies. Approximately 4,600 jobs eliminated. Mark Stevenson, a former hotel manager from Portland, described his experience. I supervised a team of 12 at a mid-sized hotel. After the owners installed the automated systems, they reduced our front desk staff to just 3 people. Then they told me my position was redundant since the AI system could handle scheduling and operations management. 22 years in the industry, and I was replaced by software in an afternoon. Manufacturing has reached a new phase with dark factory sections, areas that operate entirely without human workers or even lights, since robots don't need them. Foxconn has automated entire production lines that previously employed thousands. Retail is transforming as Amazon's cashierless stores expand and traditional retailers follow suit. Target announced plans to convert 40% of checkout lanes to self-checkout and deploy shelf-stocking robots in 500 stores by year's end. Creative fields are vulnerable too. AI systems design logos, create illustrations, and generate marketing campaigns. Sarah Chun, a graphic designer, saw her client roster drop by 60% in 6 months as businesses switched to AI design tools. "They tell me it's nothing personal," she said. "The AI does an acceptable job at a fraction of the cost." Even education feels the impact, with AI teaching assistants answering student questions, grading assignments, and providing personalized feedback. The World Economic Forum estimates that 9.1% of all jobs worldwide, approximately 300 million positions, are at high risk of automation. Unlike previous industrial revolutions, many displaced workers have no obvious sectors to transition into, as automation spans multiple industries simultaneously. The rate of job displacement has increased by 42% compared to the previous year. Companies that were tentatively exploring automation before recent economic pressures are now aggressively implementing it. This represents a fundamental restructuring of work in our society, and experts are genuinely uncertain whether enough new positions will emerge to absorb the displaced workforce. Is your job next? The risk assessment. That "it won't happen to me" feeling you have right now. That's exactly what every creative director, therapist, and medical diagnostician thought too, right before their jobs started disappearing. While experts debate the broader economic picture, there's a more personal question you need to ask. How vulnerable is your specific job? That comforting voice in your head saying, "My work requires human judgment and creativity," might be the exact thing preventing you from seeing what's already happening. Let's be real. Humans are terrible at assessing risk, especially when it comes to our own livelihoods. We suffer from optimism bias, where we genuinely believe we're special exceptions to statistical trends. It's why your colleague Karen insists she'll retire at 55 despite saving barely anything, or why that friend who texts while driving swears he's extra careful. It's why 94% of college professors rate themselves as above-average teachers, mathematically impossible. This same psychological blind spot makes us overestimate our job security as automation advances. What makes a job vulnerable to automation in 2025? The new dividing line comes down to 4 key factors. Predictability. How routine are your daily tasks? A payroll processor following the same steps every 2 weeks faces higher risk than a crisis manager handling unique situations. Data availability. Does abundant training data exist in your field? The millions of existing radiology images make it possible for AI to learn patterns better than humans can detect them. Creativity requirements. Are you creating truly novel solutions or applying established frameworks? A jazz improviser might be safer than someone who follows design templates. Emotional intelligence. Does your job require genuine human connection? A hospice counselor builds trust in ways AI struggles to replicate, though even here, chatbots are improving rapidly. Ask yourself, how much of my daily work could be described as following established patterns? How would you feel discovering that an AI system could perform your core tasks with fewer errors and greater consistency? Jobs with predictable patterns and abundant data disappeared first: data entry, basic accounting, routine manufacturing. But the automation wave is crashing into territories once considered safe. The Oxford Martin School's updated risk assessment shows jobs previously classified as low risk in 2013 have jumped to high risk in just 2 years. Consider radiologists, highly trained specialists who spent years mastering medical image interpretation. In early 2024, Google's DeepMind introduced MedPulM3, an AI system that outperformed human radiologists in detecting early-stage lung cancers by 17%. Some hospitals have already reduced radiology staff by 30%. What's truly concerning is that AI often performs better than humans in specific ways. JP Morgan Chase found their AI system made fewer errors reviewing commercial loan agreements, cutting review time from 360,000 hours annually to seconds. The AI doesn't get tired or miss details on page 47 because it's late Friday afternoon. Our resistance to acknowledging vulnerability stems from sunk cost fallacy. After investing years developing specialized skills, we can't bear thinking those skills might become obsolete. This emotional resistance prevents adaptation before it's too late. Let's examine high-risk industries. In finance, investment analysts and loan officers are seeing 40 to 60% of their tasks automated. Goldman Sachs reduced its equity trading desk from 600 people to just 2 human traders with automation support. Customer service contact centers are projected to automate 75% of interactions by 2026, with companies like Amex already implementing AI systems handling most queries. Creative fields are experiencing major shifts. Adobe's 2024 survey found 61% of graphic designers use AI for initial concept generation, with some agencies reducing design teams by a third. Data analysis roles are vanishing as Walmart eliminated 2,000 analyst positions after implementing an AI system for inventory optimization that paid for itself in 5 months. Healthcare continues transforming beyond radiology, with AI patient triage systems reducing initial assessment nurses by 30% in pilot programs while improving diagnostic accuracy. Legal careers are changing as contract review and legal research become AI-handled. One major law firm reduced paralegal staff by 40% while increasing case volume. The most shocking development? Jobs considered AI-proof 2 years ago are now vulnerable. The World Economic Forum indicates approximately 85% of all jobs will be significantly transformed within the next decade. What about technological disruptions throughout history? The key difference now is speed. Historical transitions happened over generations. Today's changes happen within career spans, requiring multiple reinventions. Your job title might continue existing, but the skills required and people performing that role will change dramatically. A social media manager from 2020 wouldn't recognize today's role after AI-powered content generation transformed the field. The most dangerous position isn't having a high-risk job, it's believing your job is safe when it isn't. At least people in obviously vulnerable positions are preparing. It's those with false security who will be caught off guard when automation suddenly arrives in their field. The numbers don't lie, job extinction forecasts. Speaking of being caught off guard, what would you do if I told you that your entire industry might not exist in its current form by the time you finish paying off your student loans? The forecasts I'm about to show you are from the world's leading research institutions, and they're way worse than what they were telling us just 2 years ago. Let's get real about what's actually happening. The International Labor Organization released their latest report last month, revealing a troubling future for the job market. According to their research, over 400 million jobs globally could be completely transformed or eliminated by 2028, a timeline just 3 years away. Most concerning, these numbers represent a 35% increase from their 2023 projections, indicating automation is advancing faster than experts anticipated. This automation wave is hitting industries with surprising unevenness. Manufacturing was always vulnerable. Oxford Economics reports about 72% of tasks in that sector are now technically automatable. The real revelation is happening in white-collar work. MIT's Future of Work program shows that education no longer provides the protection it once did. The automation gap between jobs requiring college degrees and those needing only high school diplomas has shrunk dramatically from 33% to just 11% in the past 3 years. Geographic location offered protection previously, but that shield is crumbling. The Brookings Institution reports that innovation centers like Austin, Seattle, and Boston are experiencing accelerated job displacement. Austin has seen a 28% increase in automation-vulnerable jobs since 2022, despite being a tech hub. Automation is affecting creative professionals in Silicon Valley, just as it affects factory workers in the Rust Belt. McKinsey's latest Global Institute report shows timelines accelerating across multiple sectors. Customer service roles expected to reach 50% automation by 2030 will now cross that threshold by late 2026. Data analysis jobs previously secure until 2028 are now projected to be half automated by early 2027. This acceleration pattern appears across almost every industry they track. What's driving this sudden speed up? The primary factor is economic. With inflation pressures, rising wages, and increasing competition, businesses are aggressively cutting costs. Goldman Sachs economists found that investments in automation technology now pay for themselves in just 2.1 years, down from 3.7 years in 2019, making the financial incentives to automate nearly irresistible. We're already seeing signs of what economists call technological unemployment. Not cyclical job losses, but structural disruption where entire job categories disappear. PwC's Employment Outlook survey found that 47% of companies implementing AI or automation in the past year reduced their workforce as a direct result. This represents genuine replacement, not restructuring or outsourcing. Even advanced education provides less security than before. Bureau of Labor Statistics projections show jobs requiring master's degrees now have an average automation risk of 37%, up from 19% in their 2021 report. Professions once considered automation-proof, doctors, lawyers, financial advisors, are seeing significant portions of their work handled by AI. A Stanford study found radiologists spend 34% less time reviewing routine scans with AI assistance, directly translating to reduced staffing needs. The timeline varies dramatically by industry. Forrester Research forecasts retail experiencing the fastest transformation, with 63% of current positions eliminated or fundamentally altered by 2027. Healthcare follows at 51%, finance at 47%, and education, previously considered relatively safe, now faces 38% of positions transformed within 5 years. Comparing current forecasts to previous ones reveals the acceleration clearly. The World Economic Forum's 2020 prediction of 85 million jobs displaced by 2025 has jumped to 123 million in their 2024 report, a 45% increase in job displacement forecasts over just 4 years. The silver lining? They also predict 97 million new jobs created during the same period. The challenge is these new positions require different skills in different locations. Beyond raw numbers, the ripple effects through economic systems are troubling. Yale economists tracked communities after major automation events and discovered that for every 10 jobs directly eliminated, an additional 7 disappeared from the local economy due to decreased spending power. The demographic impacts are equally concerning. Workers over 45 have reemployment rates 38% lower than younger workers after automation-related job loss, according to Federal Reserve data. Geographic disparities widen the gap. Rural areas recover only 52% of lost jobs compared to urban centers that recoup up to 87%. The bottom line, between 300 to 800 million jobs globally could be disrupted in the next 5 years. The skills gap is widening, not shrinking, and the pace of change is accelerating beyond our educational system's ability to retrain workers. These numbers are overwhelming, and they should be. This isn't a normal economic transition. It's happening faster and cutting deeper than any technological revolution we've experienced before. The factory workers of the Industrial Revolution had decades to adapt. We might have months. Why traditional jobs are becoming financial Russian roulette. Those months we have to adapt just got more complicated by a brutal truth no career counselor wants to admit. Even if your job survives the AI apocalypse, the traditional employment model itself is playing Russian roulette with your financial future. What happens when the company that promised you stability suddenly decides quarterly profits matter more than your decade of loyal service? Remember when a good job meant something? I'm talking about the classic American dream package. You put in 40 hours a week for 40 years, and in return, you got a steady paycheck, health insurance, a pension plan, and maybe even a gold watch at retirement. Your grandparents probably had one employer their entire lives. Your parents might have had 2 or 3. But in 2025, the average millennial has already worked for 7 different companies by age 35. We're witnessing the complete dismantling of the employment social contract. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reports average job tenure has plummeted to just 3.8 years across all industries, down from 4.6 years a decade ago. For workers under 35, that number drops to 2.3 years. We've become a nation of perpetual job hoppers, not by choice but by necessity. Corporate America has fundamentally changed how it views employees. The 2025 Deloitte Human Capital Trends report revealed that 76% of Fortune 500 companies now explicitly classify their workforce as a variable expense rather than a long-term investment. In boardrooms across the country, The conversation has shifted from how do we retain our best people to how do we maintain maximum workforce flexibility. Translation: you're not a valued team member. You're a line item that can be adjusted quarterly. This shift manifests in tangible ways. The backbone of employment security, benefits packages, has crumbled. Only 15% of private sector workers have access to defined benefit pension plans today, compared to 38% in 2000. Companies have transferred retirement risk from their balance sheets to your personal 401k, where market crashes can evaporate decades of savings overnight. Health insurance contributions for family coverage have skyrocketed to $7,400 annually in 2025, a 112% increase since 2010, while wages have only grown by 37%. What was once a benefit has transformed into a financial burden, with companies offloading more healthcare costs onto employees each year. Even more concerning is the spread of just-in-time scheduling from retail to professional settings. 41% of white-collar workers now experience significant schedule unpredictability, with 22% reporting week-to-week income fluctuations exceeding 30%. Try budgeting, when your paycheck might drop by a third without warning. Traditional roles are rapidly being gigafied. McKinsey reports 38% of companies have replaced full-time positions with contract roles in the past 24 months. Positions offering no benefits, no job security, and often lower compensation. This trend is accelerating, with up to 45% of corporate roles potentially shifting to contract status by 2027. Job security increasingly hinges on factors outside your control. Mergers and acquisitions hit an all-time high in 2024, with layoffs following 78% of these corporate marriages. When Apex Technologies merged with Horizon Systems, they eliminated 7,200 redundant positions, despite both companies being profitable. These weren't performance-based cuts, they were spreadsheet decisions. The psychological impact is profound. The APA's 2025 Work and Well-Being Survey found 68% of employees report significant anxiety about job security, up from 47% 5 years ago. This constant stress affects performance, health, and financial decision-making. As Dr. Melissa Thornton notes, we're seeing a generation of workers in a perpetual state of financial fight or flight. They're making shorter-term decisions because they've lost faith in long-term employment stability. These shorter-term decisions create deeper vulnerability. Workers not expecting long-term employment are 63% less likely to maximize retirement contributions and more likely to take on high-interest debt rather than building sufficient emergency savings. The median emergency fund for American workers has dropped to just 23 days of expenses, nowhere near the recommended 6 months. Consider your current job. How quickly could your company replace you if they decided to cut costs? What specialized knowledge do you have that AI couldn't learn in a fraction of the time it took you? The Brookings Institution calculated that the Employee Power Index, measuring workers' leverage in the labor market, has declined by 31% since 2019. Even high-paying fields offer little shelter in this hurricane of instability. Investment banking saw over 23,000 cuts in 2024 alone. The automation pattern has become predictable. Replace 20% of tasks, reduce headcount, overload remaining employees, then repeat until departments are hollowed out. Traditional advice to make yourself indispensable fails because decisions often have nothing to do with individual performance. When Meridian Healthcare laid off 340 nurses despite record profits, their CEO called it strategic realignment of resources. Corporate speak for the algorithm said we could run leaner. What makes this particularly insidious is that companies still promote the illusion of security with language of family and loyalty, while simultaneously calculating the minimum staffing levels needed. Workers facing this uncertainty are 41% less likely to make major purchases and 27% less likely to start families or invest in higher education, creating a negative economic feedback loop where your financial survival kit, 4 robot-proof income strategies. While that economic doom spiral sounds pretty bleak, right? Here's where things get wild. The same robots threatening your paycheck could actually become your secret weapon for building something way more valuable than a job. The question isn't whether you'll lose your position to automation. It's whether you'll be smart enough to make automation work for you instead. Let's be real. Pinning all your financial hopes on a single employer in 2025 is like trying to cross the ocean on a single lily pad. One corporate restructuring, one AI upgrade, or one quarterly earnings miss, and suddenly you're scrambling for sure. But what if instead of one lily pad, you had an entire fleet of income-generating boats? That's exactly what the smartest people are building right now, and it's completely changing the game. The concept is pretty simple. Instead of having one job that pays you $5,000 a month that could vanish overnight, imagine having 4 different income sources, each generating $2,000 a month. You get more money and significantly more security. If one dries up, you've still got 75% of your income intact while you replace it. This creates a financial cushion that actually feels comfortable. What's crazy is that the same tech disruption making traditional jobs risky is creating unprecedented opportunities for people willing to think differently. An income portfolio works just like an investment portfolio, diversifying risk across multiple assets. This approach isn't exclusive to wealthy individuals anymore. It's becoming the basic survival strategy for anyone who wants financial stability in this wild new economy. So what are these magical income streams that robots can't easily take away? Let's break down the 4 most promising options that people are using right now to build robot-resistant incomes. First up is digital freelancing, but positioned at the intersection of human creativity and AI capabilities. Madison Chin left her marketing coordinator position when half her department got cut. She started offering AI-enhanced marketing strategy services on Upwork, helping businesses use tools like ChatGPT while adding human touch for strategy. She's now making 40% more than her old salary, working 25 hours a week. Next, creating and selling online courses. The global e-learning market has exploded to $350 billion in 2025, up from $250 billion just 2 years ago. People pay for your unique perspective and experience, things AI still can't truly replicate. Former teacher Carlos Rivera now makes $12,000 a month teaching educators how to use AI tools in the classroom through his course, AI Teaching Assistant. The third approach involves developing digital products that solve specific problems, assets you create once and sell repeatedly. Jasmine Patel transformed from a hustling graphic designer to creating templates specifically for therapists and coaches. She now makes $8,500 a month in passive sales, with previous clients becoming affiliates who market her products. Finally, positioning yourself in emerging tech fields, especially around AI and Web3, offers perhaps the most future-proof strategy. Marcus Johnson shifted from retail management to AI integration, now helping small businesses implement AI tools and earning $140,000 a year in a role that didn't exist 3 years ago. These strategies are effective because they leverage uniquely human strengths, creativity, connection, problem-solving, and adaptability, while capitalizing on technological advantages. They position you to benefit from technological advancement rather than being threatened by it. The real power comes from combining these approaches. Emma Wu exemplifies this perfectly. After leaving accounting when automation claimed 60% of her responsibilities, she built a diversified income portfolio, a freelance AI-enhanced bookkeeping service, a digital course for accountants transitioning to AI tools, a subscription template pack for financial tracking, a paid newsletter covering AI and finance. Her income has nearly doubled, and more importantly, it's spread across different sources. When one channel faces challenges, the others sustain her while she adjusts, exactly how a well-balanced investment portfolio works. This approach provides flexibility for experimentation, letting you test ideas without quitting your day job. Most people start with freelancing for immediate income while developing courses or digital products on the side. Another advantage is geographical freedom. David Chen runs his AI consulting business from Thailand, where his $85,000 annual income stretches to provide a lifestyle that would cost over $200,000 in Seattle, his former home. You might think, I don't have any special skills. But you probably do. Skills that are second nature to you are exactly what others struggle with. Find where your knowledge intersects with specific audience needs. These alternative income strategies provide something increasingly rare: control. You decide which clients to work with, which products to create, and when to work. A 2024 study found that workers with multiple income streams reported 37% higher job satisfaction and 42% lower anxiety about economic conditions compared to traditional employees. The combination of increased control, higher potential income, and reduced vulnerability creates a positive feedback loop. Your confidence grows, you take calculated risks, new opportunities emerge, and further diversification follows. Instead of a downward spiral, you create an upward trajectory of financial resilience in an increasingly automated world. Digital freelancing, riding the AI wave instead of drowning. That upward spiral isn't just theoretical. It's happening right now on freelance platforms where total beginners are making more than their corporate counterparts ever did. The most successful freelancers today aren't competing with AI. They're basically becoming its human managers, earning thousands while the robots do the heavy lifting. Digital freelancing allows you to offer services to clients worldwide through online platforms. Many of today's highest-paying freelance opportunities didn't exist when most of us were in school. Completely new career paths created by the very technology disrupting traditional jobs. The freelance marketplace has split into two distinct groups. Those struggling to make minimum wage by competing directly with AI for basic tasks, and those strategically positioning themselves at the intersection of human creativity and AI capabilities. The latter group focuses on complementing AI rather than competing with it, becoming the essential human who directs, refines, and implements what AI produces. This strategic positioning allows them to command premium rates while working fewer hours than ever before. Currently, the most in-demand freelance skills center on human-AI partnerships. Clients pay premium rates for AI prompt engineers who craft perfect prompts yielding consistent results. AI output editors apply human judgment to refine AI-generated content for real-world applications. Implementation consultants help businesses integrate AI tools effectively. Other lucrative areas include custom automation development, data preparation for AI training, and AI ethics advisory services. Major freelance platforms offer various opportunities. Upwork, largest marketplace, straightforward verification, 20% initial fee, 10% after $500 per client. Fiverr, package-based gigs, client-to-freelancer approach, 20% fee, beginner-friendly at TopTal, premium platform, accepts top 3% of applicants, rigorous testing, $60-$150 plus hourly rates. AI marketplace, specifically for AI work, 15% commission, specialized client base understanding AI value. Creating a standout profile requires focusing on client outcomes rather than personal skills. Instead of "I am an experienced prompt engineer," try "I help businesses reduce content creation costs by 50% through customized AI prompting systems." Your portfolio should include case studies with specific metrics. Many successful freelancers create before/after demonstrations showing the difference between generic AI outputs and their enhanced results. Client reviews dramatically impact success. Many top earners experienced exponential growth after reaching 5 to 10 reviews. When starting out, consider taking smaller projects at lower rates to build your review base. For pricing, avoid racing to the bottom. Charging too little makes clients suspicious about quality. Successful freelancers typically start in the mid-range of market rates and gradually increase prices by 10 to 15% after each successful batch of projects. Since AI-related services often save clients significant money compared to traditional methods, they're willing to pay premium rates for the value delivered. Many top earners use value-based pricing instead of hourly rates. Rather than $50 per hour, they might offer a $500 custom AI system that generates all your monthly social media content in under an hour. The client pays for results, not time. Realistic earnings? Beginners with in-demand AI-adjacent skills can achieve $20 to $50 hourly within months. With 10-plus reviews, rates often jump to $50 to $75 hourly. Specialists with 20-plus positive reviews commonly command $75 to $150 hourly, earning $5,000 to $15,000 monthly while working reasonable hours. Consider Sarah, who left her $68,000 per year corporate marketing job to offer AI-powered content strategy services on Upwork. She helps companies develop content plans largely executed through AI tools, earning around $11,000 monthly while working just 25 hours weekly, double her previous income with half the hours. Or James, laid off from his data analyst position, who now specializes in creating custom data processing workflows combining AI with human oversight. In 9 months, his rate increased from $35 to $95 hourly, with clients now waitlisted. He averages $8,700 monthly working 30 hours weekly. The most successful freelancers continuously evolve their offerings as technology advances. They stay ahead of what AI can do autonomously, finding the sweet spot where human expertise and AI capabilities intersect to create maximum value. By positioning themselves as AI directors rather than competitors, they've transformed what could have been career disruption into unprecedented opportunity. Creating your first profitable online course. From freelancing to teaching, there's a massive difference between trading time for money and creating something once that generates income forever. What's the one thing you know how to do that others would pay to learn? That question has turned kitchen table hobbies into million-dollar course empires for people with zero teaching credentials. And in 2025, the barriers to entry have never been lower. Trust me when I say this, you're qualified to teach something valuable. The truth is, you don't need to be the world's foremost expert. You simply need to be a few steps ahead of your students. Consider Sarah, who turned her Excel budgeting system into a $250 course for young professionals. Within a year, she had students writing to her saying, "Your spreadsheet method helped me save for my first home. Your sourdough baking skills, AI workflow expertise, or home organization systems could create similar transformations for others." People aren't looking for comprehensive encyclopedias. They want specific solutions to specific problems. Mark, a carpenter with 30 years of experience, thought his knowledge was too basic until he created a course on how to install crown molding without specialized tools that earned $85,000 in its first year. To beginners struggling with home improvements, his practical approach was revolutionary. Hashtag step 1. Identify your valuable knowledge. Think of your skills as puzzle pieces that others are missing. Make a list of your earned secrets, things you've figured out through experience. What do friends constantly ask you for help with? What frustrations have you overcome? Jessica, a former HR manager, realized her interview preparation techniques were sought after when 5 different friends asked for coaching before job interviews. Her course now helps hundreds of nervous job seekers land offers. Hashtag step 2. Validate before creating. Before building your entire course, test the water. Create a simple landing page describing your potential course and collect email signups. Post in relevant communities, asking if people want to learn about your topic. Pre-sell your course at a discount. Real interest is demonstrated by open wallets, not enthusiastic comments. Hashtag step 3. Create without perfectionism. The technical aspect isn't as complicated as it seems. Like building blocks, your course should stack concepts logically. A decent smartphone camera and basic lighting will produce perfectly acceptable videos. The content itself, your knowledge, is the foundation everything else rests upon. Hashtag step 4. Structure for success. Design your course like a journey with clear milestones. Break complex topics into 5 to 10-minute modules. Include action steps throughout to keep students engaged. Think of these small wins as stepping stones across a river. Each one brings students closer to their goal while maintaining momentum. Hashtag step 5. Choose your platform. Each platform offers distinct advantages. Udemy, built-in traffic but limited pricing control, teachable. More branding control with $39 monthly plus 5% transaction fees, Kajabi. Premium all-in-one solution starting at $149 monthly, Thinkific. Solid middle ground with free starting tier, Podia. All-in-one simplicity at $39 per month without transaction fees. Hashtag step 6. Price strategically. Position your course within market ranges. Mini courses, $27 to $97. Comprehensive courses, $197 to $497. And premium offerings, $997 plus. For your first course, aim for $197 to $297. Substantial enough to be taken seriously, but accessible enough to encourage purchases. Hashtag step 7. Market effectively. Find where your potential students gather online. Become a helpful community member first. Create free preview content showcasing your teaching style. Partner with complimentary creators who might promote your course for a commission. Success often comes from unexpected corners. Consider Melissa, the part-time bookkeeper whose QuickBooks course for small business owners generated $430,000 in 2 years. Or Tyler, who teaches realtors smartphone videography techniques for $397, enrolling over 3,800 students in 18 months. The common thread? Specificity. Don't create photography 101. Create professional product photography for Etsy sellers using only your iPhone. One student of Tyler's course shared, "I was ready to hire a videographer for $500 per property. Now I create better videos myself in 30 minutes. This course paid for itself after my first listing." Your knowledge, properly packaged and presented, can create similar transformations. The person struggling with the exact problem you've already solved doesn't care about fancy production. They care about finally finding the solution they've been searching for, and they'll gladly pay you to provide it. Weekend money makers, simple digital products that sell. Beyond strategic partnerships and courses, there's this whole other world of income that most people completely overlook. Would you believe some of the most profitable digital products selling right now take less than a weekend to create from scratch? I'm talking about making money while you sleep from something you could literally finish during a Netflix binge. Let's get real about the effort to reward situation here. At your regular job, you might spend 40 hours a week to get one paycheck. With digital products, you spend maybe 15 to 20 hours once and could potentially earn money for years afterward. That's the beauty of create once, sell infinitely. Your effort has no relationship to your potential earnings once the product exists. While your typical 9 to 5 has you trading hours for dollars in a perfect 1-to-1 ratio, digital products break that equation entirely. The best part, you don't need special equipment, fancy degrees, or even much experience to get started. The digital product world is absolutely booming in 2025, with people making serious cash from things that seem almost too simple to be profitable. Let me walk you through the hottest digital products that practically sell themselves right now. Templates are absolute gold mines. Professionals and businesses need properly formatted documents, but hate creating them from scratch. Take Mia, who created a bundle of 50 Canva templates for real estate agents to use on Instagram. She spent one weekend creating them, priced the bundle at $47, and has sold over 3,200 copies in 14 months. That's more than $150,000 from a weekend project. Much like spending a weekend reorganizing your closet transforms your daily routine, a weekend creating templates can transform your financial future. Moving from visual to photographic territory, design assets like Lightroom presets are another killer category. Kevin, a hobby photographer, packaged 15 presets that give photos a cinematic look. He spent about 12 hours perfecting them, sells them for $29, and averages 80 sales monthly. That's over $27,000 yearly from something he created in a single weekend. Printables might sound old school, but they're cash machines for creators. From budget planners to wedding checklists, Lisa's debt payoff planner, printable kit priced at $17, has generated over $43,000 in 10 months. Total creation time, about 8 hours in Canva. Less time than it takes to bake and decorate a wedding cake. Shifting gears to what's exploding right now. AI prompt collections are building digital empires one weekend at a time. Ryan packaged 100 productivity-boosting ChatGPT prompts for entrepreneurs, spent maybe 10 hours creating them, priced at $37, and has sold over 4,200 copies. That's $155,400 from prompts he refined over a couple of weekends. Specific, problem-solving ebooks continue to be steady sellers. Jordan wrote a 45-page ebook called The Instagram Reels Algorithm. Hidden patterns for creators in about 15 hours, priced at $24, and sells around 300 copies monthly. That's $7,200 monthly from something that took less time than painting a room in your house. For those with basic programming skills, code snippets and mini software tools can be surprisingly lucrative. Tyler created an AI-powered product description generator for Shopify stores in about 20 hours. He sells it for $79 with around 50 new customers each month, nearly $4,000 monthly. Creating these products is simpler than most realize. For templates, identify a specific audience with a recurring need, research their pain points, create your solution in tools like Canva or Notion, test with potential customers, refine based on feedback, then package with clear instructions. For AI prompt collections, identify tasks people struggle with, test prompt variations for excellent results, organize by category, add context explaining usage, and include output examples. Where to sell your weekend creations. Etsy remains a powerhouse with built-in traffic, though they take about 6.5% in fees. Gumroad offers simplicity with no monthly fees and just 10% transaction fees. You can be selling in 15 minutes. Sendal provides more customization with plans starting at $15 monthly plus 3.5% transaction fees. Creative Market is perfect for design assets with a massive audience, though they take a 40% commission. Pricing digital products typically falls into 3 tiers. Entry-level, $7 to $27. Mid-tier comprehensive bundles, $37 to $97. And premium complete systems, $97 to $297. A winning strategy is creating tiered options, basic, premium, and professional versions. Most customers gravitate toward the middle option when strategically positioned. The income potential is remarkable. Alicia created a TikTok content calendar template in Notion in about 12 hours, priced at $19, and now averages 370 sales monthly. That's over $7,000 monthly. Marcus compiled 50 email scripts for freelancers in about 15 hours, priced at $29, bringing in approximately $4,350 monthly. The beauty of digital products is the almost non-existent ongoing costs. Unlike physical products with inventory and shipping headaches, digital products have virtually zero cost of goods sold after creation. Your profit margins can easily reach 95% or higher once you account for platform fees. Riding the next wave, letting you build your digital opportunities in AI and Web3 at a time. Those digital product profit margins are impressive, but they're nothing compared to what early adopters in emerging tech are seeing right now. While everyone's freaking out about robots stealing their jobs, a select group of forward thinkers are positioning themselves at the intersection of humanity and technology and making absolute bank. These aren't coding geniuses or Silicon Valley insiders either. They're regular people who recognize that technological disruption creates enormous wealth creation opportunities. Think of today's tech landscape like the California gold rush. The biggest winners weren't always the miners. They were the people selling pickaxes, providing services, and building infrastructure around the rush. Similarly, the most accessible tech opportunities today aren't about building complex systems from scratch, but helping others implement and navigate them. Technological revolutions consistently create more value than they destroy. When cars replaced horse-drawn carriages, they eliminated certain jobs, but created entire new industries from manufacturing to roadside motels. Today, these shifts happen at hyperspeed, requiring quick action to capitalize on emerging opportunities. In the AI space, the most lucrative roles exist in what I call the human-AI interface layer. People who understand enough about the technology to help businesses implement it effectively. AI implementation consultants help companies select appropriate AI tools and integrate them into existing workflows. Many started with zero technical background just a year ago. Josh, a former HR manager, now makes $12,500 monthly helping small businesses set up custom AI systems for customer service after learning through online courses and hands-on practice. Prompt engineering has emerged as another valuable skill. Companies need people who can craft effective instructions for AI systems like ChatGPT and DALL-E. This skill commands $150 to $300 hourly for freelancers and requires clear communication and creative problem-solving rather than coding expertise. AI ethics consulting has rapidly developed as businesses implement AI systems and face concerns about bias, privacy, and ethical issues. People with backgrounds in philosophy, sociology, or compliance are transitioning into these roles. Meredith, previously in HR compliance, now earns $9,800 monthly as an AI ethics consultant after completing a 12-week certification program. In the Web3 space, despite crypto market volatility, blockchain technology continues creating new work categories. Community managers for decentralized autonomous organizations, DAOs. Earn $6,000 to $15,000 monthly, working remotely with flexible hours. NFT project development provides opportunities for artists, marketers, and project managers building solutions for event ticketing, digital identity, and intellectual property. Smart contract auditors with analytical minds can earn $200 plus hourly reviewing code for vulnerabilities. The connecting thread? These opportunities combine emerging technology with human needs. They require some technical understanding, but primarily the ability to translate between technical systems and human requirements. You don't need extensive tech skills to capitalize on these opportunities. Start by focusing on application rather than creation. Learn to use existing tools like Jasper, Midjourney, and Claude effectively. Spending 2 to 3 hours daily for a month mastering one tool can develop marketable skills. Leverage structured learning through platforms like Coursera, edX, and Udemy, but don't just consume content, build small projects as you learn. Catherine, a former marketing coordinator, took a 6-week AI implementation course, built 3 demo projects, and landed her first consulting client within 2 months, now earning double her previous salary. Join communities where these opportunities are discussed. Discord servers, Twitter communities, and specialized forums are where partnerships form and job opportunities appear before reaching traditional job boards. Many successful career changers found breakthrough opportunities through casual conversations in these communities. Build a portfolio of small projects instead of chasing formal certifications. The emerging tech world values demonstrated abilities over credentials. Start by solving your own problems, document your process, then help friends or local businesses with similar challenges. Most successful transitions into AI and Web3 roles take about 3 to 6 months of consistent effort. The key is focused learning with immediate application. Pick a specific niche where your existing skills provide an advantage. Your previous career gives you valuable context for bridging traditional business needs and new technological capabilities. Consider Michael, an elementary school teacher for 12 years. When schools went remote during the pandemic, he became fascinated with educational technology. After 4 months learning about AI-powered learning tools and creating a demonstration project helping teachers generate personalized lesson plans, he now makes $11,300 monthly as an EdTech AI consultant. His teaching background became his unique selling proposition in the marketplace. The mindset shift, psychological tools for the new economy. Behind Michael's incredible career transformation wasn't just technical know-how, it was a complete psychological reset. Let's be real, your brain is literally wired to resist the exact kind of career pivot you might need to survive these economic changes. That outdated mental wiring, designed for a world of stable employment that no longer exists, is silently sabotaging your efforts to adapt. Your psychological resilience predicts your success during career transitions more accurately than technical abilities. Tech skills might get you in the door, but your mental game determines whether you'll thrive or burn out. Every successful career transitioner I've interviewed points to mindset as their secret weapon. Our brains evolved when change meant danger and stability meant survival. We're biologically programmed to fear uncertainty. When careers get disrupted, our brains trigger the same threat responses as physical danger. Dr. Linda Thompson explains, when facing job uncertainty, your brain releases cortisol and adrenaline, the same stress hormones triggered during physical threats. This biological response clouds decision-making and amplifies negative thoughts. The difference between those who struggle and those who thrive comes down to 5 powerful psychological tools. 1. Cognitive reframing. This means strategically challenging catastrophic thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking, "I'll never find work again," stop and ask, what's the evidence against this thought? Research found that workers practicing this technique were 47% less likely to experience depression during transitions. Every time I thought I'm too old to learn this tech stuff, Jared told me, I'd counter it with evidence, like how I mastered complex insurance regulations in my 40s. Breaking that thought pattern was my turning point. Today, Jared runs a successful prompt engineering business after leaving his insurance career. 2. Small wins architecture. Your brain's reward system runs on dopamine, released when you achieve goals. During transitions, break your journey into tiny, achievable milestones instead of massive goals like master AI. Alexandra, who transformed from retail management to digital products, set a first-month goal of completing 1 tutorial daily. Those daily checkmarks kept me going when I wanted to quit. By month 3, I had momentum I couldn't have imagined at the start. 3. External accountability structures. When motivation wavers, external commitments keep you moving. Research shows people with accountability partners are 65% more likely to reach their goals than those working alone. We met weekly to share goals and progress, says Taylor, now earning 6 figures as an AI consultant. On days when I felt like quitting, knowing I'd have to face the group kept me working. The social pressure worked better than pure willpower ever could. 4. Identity evolution. This involves consciously reshaping how you see yourself professionally. Many struggle during transitions because their identity is fused with their former job title. Mika, a former corporate accountant now creating successful online courses, shares. I started calling myself an education entrepreneur months before quitting my accounting job. At first it felt like I was faking, but gradually it became real. By the time I resigned, I already saw myself in my new identity. This identity scaffolding reduces transition anxiety by up to 40%. 5. Hormetic stress exposure. Think of this like strength training for your brain. Just as gradually increasing weights builds muscle, exposing yourself to small, manageable doses of uncertainty builds psychological resilience. The brain adapts to stress through neuroplasticity, Dr. Thompson explains. Each time you voluntarily face a small uncertainty and survive, your brain rewires to become more comfortable with change. This practice literally changes your brain's architecture, shrinking the fear center while strengthening the reasoning center. Carlos, who transformed from teacher to edtech consultant, credits this approach. I forced myself to publish one LinkedIn post about educational technology weekly, even feeling underqualified. Each post was terrifying, but after a few months, putting myself out there became second nature. Your social environment dramatically impacts your resilience too. MIT research showed career changers were 3.4 times more likely to succeed when they built new social circles aligned with their desired field. Conversely, spending time with people reinforcing outdated career beliefs increased failure rates by 72%. Elena, now earning $9,300 monthly from digital products after leaving retail, shares. My family kept telling me to get a real job during my transition. Joining an online community of digital entrepreneurs gave me the psychological oxygen I needed. Seeing others succeed using the exact strategies I was learning kept me going when my immediate circle thought I was crazy. The final psychological element is embracing anti-fragility. The concept that some systems actually get stronger when exposed to volatility. In today's economy, psychological anti-fragility becomes your superpower, enabling you to design a career that doesn't just withstand disruption but benefits from it. Exactly what the multiple income stream approach accomplishes. Your 30-day action plan, from anxiety to income. Option 2 nails exactly what we need for this section. Taking those psychological tools and transforming them into actual income is the perfect bridge from our discussion on anti-fragility. Let's build on that momentum with a concrete action plan. All these psychological tools become valuable when translated into action. The brutal truth? About 87% of people who understand everything we've covered will still fail to create alternative income because they never transform knowledge into a day-by-day action plan that bridges the gap between anxiety and actual income. I've created a 30-day roadmap that eliminates overwhelm. When facing career uncertainty, decision paralysis sets in as your mind processes too many options simultaneously. A structured plan creates clear decision points and measurable progress markers. Here's the week-by-week breakdown. Week 1, self-assessment and path selection. A days 1 to 3. Take inventory of your existing skills, knowledge, and resources. Dig deeper into transferable skills beyond job titles. A days 4 to 5. Research market demand using Google Trends, freelance platforms, most requested sections, or analyzing popular online courses. A day 7. Commit to one primary income strategy from the 4 we discussed. Common obstacle: analysis paralysis. Solution: set a firm deadline for your decision and stick to it. Remember, perfect is the enemy of done. You can always pivot later. Week 2, building your minimum viable offering. A days 8 to 10. Create your deliverable based on your chosen path. Freelance profiles with service packages, course outlines with sample lessons, digital product prototypes, or tech demonstration projects. A days 11 to 14, gather feedback from potential customers or peers in your field to refine your offering before launch. Common obstacle: feeling unprepared to share your work. Solution: join relevant online communities where people are willing to provide guidance when you show initiative. Week 3, launch week. A days 15 to 18, finalize your offering and put it into the world. Submit proposals, launch pre-sales, set up sales pages, or apply to relevant positions. A days 19 to 21, make immediate adjustments based on initial market response. Common obstacle: handling rejection. Solution: detach your identity from outcomes. Each no is market feedback, not personal failure. Keep a daily success journal to document small wins when results aren't immediately visible. Week 4, optimization and scaling. A days 22 to 25, analyze what's working and double down on those elements. A days 26 to 28, set up systems to make your process efficient, templates, workflows, response scripts. A days 29 to 30, establish specific income goals and metrics to track, creating accountability. Common obstacle: time management while still employed. Solution: use the productivity sandwich technique, 30 minutes before work and 90 minutes after, to build alternative income without sacrificing your current job. Throughout this process, follow the 2-hour rule. Dedicate at least 2 hours daily to your alternative income strategy, preferably at the same time each day. Consistency beats intensity when building new income streams. Elena's success story. Elena was a marketing manager who saw the writing on the wall when her company started automating campaign analytics with AI tools. Following this structured approach, she assessed her skills and created AI-enhanced marketing analysis service packages. After pitching to 17 companies, she landed 2 clients by day 20. The hardest part was sending those first few proposals, Elena told me. I kept thinking someone would call me out as a fraud, but after my first client call, I realized companies were desperate for someone who could translate AI data into business decisions. By day 45, I was earning 60% of my former salary, working half the hours. Additional obstacles you'll likely face include the feeling you're not making progress fast enough. Combat this by tracking leading indicators, proposals sent, content created, rather than lagging indicators, income earned. The imposter syndrome tax. Undercharging because you don't feel qualified. Counter this by researching market rates and sticking to them. Your perception of your value is almost always lower than what clients will pay. Fear of making the wrong strategy choice. Remember that any choice beats no choice. Taking action creates data, and data allows for better decisions. Most successful entrepreneurs didn't start with the perfect idea. They improved through execution. This 30-day framework transforms abstract concepts into concrete actions by creating what psychologists call implementation intentions. Specific plans linking situations to responses, dramatically increasing follow-through rates. Let me tell you straight up, the difference between people who successfully navigate career transitions and those who don't isn't intelligence, credentials, or luck. It's the ability to take consistent, structured action even when the path forward isn't completely clear. So here we are at the end of our robot apocalypse survival guide, and I hope you're feeling less doomed and more determined. The robots are fundamentally changing what work means. This transformation creates tremendous opportunity for those paying attention. The people who will thrive financially aren't those clinging to traditional employment, but those who position themselves to benefit from this shift. Your grandparents had one job for life. Your parents had several. You can build financial independence no algorithm can touch. The question is whether you'll ride this wave instead of being crushed by it. While others